operational. So, but I do think we will continue without questions unless there's some clarifying questions, particularly. No? Okay. I think we'll continue and then have a rounded discussion towards the end.
So, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And now want Waleed Alzamil, Dr. Waleed Alzamil, Director for Research and Associate Professor, Department of Urban Planning, King Saud University, to present his presentation addressing housing challenges in the Asia Pacific, policy frameworks and lessons from select countries. So I'm really looking forward to your research findings and frameworks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure, do you hear me or my voice is clear or no?
No, yes, we hear you very well. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going just to share. Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry because my voice, maybe because I just wake up or I am sick little, I'm not sure. So good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Waleed Alzamil, Associate Professor at the King Saud University. Today, it's my pleasure to talk about my topic, which is sustainable policy frameworks for transition toward the cooperative housing model in Saudi Arabia. And I would like to share with you some information that I got locally and also international, since I have already done a lot of research related with housing and squatter settlement and informal settlement also in the developing country. First of all, I would like to summarize the main component of this paper or of this research. I start from the concept of the sustainable affordable housing concept, which is very important to understand the whole meaning of the affordable and sustainable housing and interaction between the sustainable and affordable housing, because maybe some of people, they think that the affordable housing, it is just a cheap house. But of course, it is not just a cheap house. When we talk about the affordable housing, we are talking about the social and environmental issue and also economic. So how to make the interaction between all of these aspects? We are talking about also the position of the housing. It should be nearby by the job. It should be by the attractive area. We have to build the community also, not just only the housing unit. What I'm trying to say, not just only the physical aspect. The second thing, also the concept of the cooperative housing model, and why actually do we need the cooperative housing, especially in Saudi Arabia as a local, in my country, for example, and what's the rules that the cooperative housing can play in the housing system in Saudi Arabia. Also, the cooperative housing production, we have to know that the system of cooperative housing production, how can we run off this kind of model in the system of the housing. And finally, I was trying to create a sustainable policy framework or model that's fit with the principle of the sustainability or city sustainability, which is from three main principles: economy and also social and environmental aspect. So as I said before, housing, it is not just only a place that protect us from the external environment and provide us with security and privacy. Of course, it has concept deeply more than that. When we talk about the housing, we are talking about the family that they are moving from the place to another place to get adequate house. When we talk about housing, we are talking about the social, how to make the house fit with the population and in line with the economic. And when we're talking about the housing, we have to talk about the position of the housing. Where is the location of the housing unit? It should be not nearby the activity area or neighborhood, inside the neighborhood, away from the neighborhood. Where is the best location for the housing unit within the framework of the city? So this is very important to understand that, because the problem that coming from the housing or the housing crisis, it's coming from that's way. I mean, before the emergence of the sustainability, a lot of housing policy tend to serve the economic aspect at the expense of the social and environmental aspect. For example, some of the regional policy, they may focus to serve the big city at the small city or at the expense of the village. So of course that will lead to increasing the migration from the small city to the big city, because most of the young people, they want to improve their style life, they want to get adequate job, they want to improve the style life. So this kind of increasing of the population, of course, will lead to increasing the price of housing, increasing the demand. So this imbalance between the demand and supply, of course, will lead to the housing crisis, and some low-income people and middle-income people, they may find themselves that they are out of the skirt of the housing or formal housing system. So this is the main reason for the emergence of the informal settlement or the squatter settlement. The squatter settlement and informal settlement coming from this way, coming because we don't have actually in some developing country alternative subsidy program that compatible with the population and fit with their income and social and environmental aspect. So it's very important to understand this vision, because if we understand this vision, we can create a good policy that fit with the principle of sustainability. Go back to the cooperative housing. The definition, we can say that the definition of the cooperative housing is a form of the democratic work based on the community participation within the framework of the government legislation of the housing sector. So it's kind of organized participation of the communities. It is different than informal settlement. Informal settlement, it's come out of the skirt of the government regulation. But this is within the framework of the government regulation. It's kind of cumulative of effort of the population, sharing their economic, sharing with effort, sharing with the society work with to build their housing within the framework of the government regulation. So then this way or this method or this cooperative housing, it could achieve the principle of affordable housing and at the same time subsidy sustainable concept, because it's interaction with the community participation, it's interaction with the affordability and the resource management and the self-governance and collective management. So locally in Saudi Arabia, cooperative housing still doesn't play significant roles in the housing sectors because many challenge, and actually, I believe that the concept of the cooperative still it doesn't work real good, because there are many reasons. I mean, we have to reform the system of the cooperative housing and cooperative society. Still, the cooperative society seen as a charity work, not as a community working. So that's why all the society or cooperative society, it doesn't exceed actually more than 0.3% of the size of the cooperative in other countries. And as we know, in Europe and some countries all over the world, the cooperative housing, it's constitute between maybe 15 to more than 20% of the housing stock. So, I mean, it's a huge number and they play a good roles in the housing market. So we need to activate the principle of the cooperative housing in Saudi Arabia, because it will help all the subsidy program, because we are depend mainly on one main program, which is financial support. And financial support, I believe it is not sustainable solution for the problem of housing in big country like Saudi Arabia, because the housing, it's described as a fluctuation price. I mean, today we may found house unit, the price of the housing unit maybe, let's say 1 million as an average. but after 2 or 3 years, it could be 2 million. It could be 2.5 million. So you should, in this case, increasing the financial. And increasing the financial, it is not a sustainable way to solve the problem of the housing crisis, because it's burden a lot of the families. I mean, you have to pay off actually the mortgage financial, we have to pay off the installments. So some households, they may spend more than 50% of their income, which is a huge number and not sustainable ways to solve the problem of housing. So how to develop this model? I believe we have to analyze the local housing situation, subsidy program, and we have to review the experience. We have to exchange with international bodies and international society, especially that related with cooperative society in all over the world. We have to extract the benefit and information from them. We have to make the data bank, exchanging data bank to understand how to run away or run off this kind of model in local. Also, I depend also in reviewing the local study about the affordable housing, since I have already done maybe for about 10 years, my PhD related with the subsidy program in Saudi Arabia, affordable subsidy program. And also I did interview with some experts in the cooperative that they are already working in some cooperative housing society, and extract some the challenge that they are facing within the framework of the housing structure in Saudi Arabia. So the importance of the cooperative models come from the one tool to transition of the sustainable affordable housing. To get success of this cooperative model, we should depend on reforming in parallel, reforming the procedure and executive and legislative structure of housing in Saudi Arabia. I mean, we are not just only have to focus on how to create the model, but we have to know how this model working within the framework of the structure. We may have some problem in the executive, in the legislative structure, in the procedural structure. So we have to follow up all this kind of the problem and try to fill the gap to reach to the sustainable solution. So cooperative housing, it focuses on 4 main dimensions: collective ownership, as I said before, tenure system, self-management, and cooperative financing. We did such a good job about increasing the ownership in Saudi Arabia. It's reached more than about 60%. I think 62% they have already owned their houses, family. But actually, this gives us indication. I mean, it doesn't give us indication that there is no any problem about the housing. All of these families, they have to pay off their financial support. And some of them, they have to pay around 40% of their income, 50% of their income, and it takes long time, more than 20 years to pay off all this money due to the high price of housing unit. So here I summarize the main challenge that we are facing the cooperative housing model in Saudi Arabia, and I summarize it between 3 main things, starting from the legislative framework and procedure framework and executive framework. Like, for example, lack of the flexibility of the urban legislation that encourage cooperative housing model in the residential communities. In the residential communities, I suggest that we could dedicate or allocate some area for the affordable housing, either for the affordable housing or for the cooperative housing. So we can solve the problem of the land price, because land price constitute more than 60% of the total price of the housing unit. So if we are able to decrease this price, we will of course solve the problem of housing. And also we have some problem. For example, there is no any clear framework for the stakeholder engagement, how to make them engage, and also there is lack of the communication with the other parties, like like a research center or like association, international association from all over the world. So we can, and there is also lack of the technical expert. Most of the people who are working in the societies, I mean cooperative society, they don't have experience about architecture and urban planning and economy. I mean, they are doing their job as a charity job or kind of working, but there is no any system or business model that show them what should they follow up and what should they do when they establish or when they finding this kind of the society and how it goes and how it's work. So this model, as I explained, it consists of three main dimensions. We have to make the balance between three main dimensions. We have not just only talk about, for example, if we want to make the cooperative housing, we have to know the location of the cooperative housing. It should be nearby the job. It should, because most of people, they move from the house, from their housing, from the place to another place, just because they didn't get adequate job. We have to know where is the location in the city, which city we should put it. There is diversity from the city. Some city it has a lot of business work, and some city maybe they don't. It doesn't attractive city for the young people. So we have to know where is the location of the affordable and cooperative housing. There is also three main principles. We have in parallel work on how to reforming the housing structure in terms of legislative, procedure, and executive. We have to make the land allocation system for the cooperative housing to solve the problem of the land. We have also to stakeholder engagement, to encourage the stakeholder engagement, improving the current procedures, which is very now take a long time for just establish the new community or new cooperative housing association. We have to have the method to empowering the cooperative system. International, as I said, international exchange of the experience. We have to start from the other people, what they have done. We have to know the experience of the international experience to see what is the pros and cons and how can we extract the benefit or learn from them. And also we have to provide some technical expert inside the society, so we can know how to build the system and how to build the housing unit that's fit with the Saudi Arabian culture, whether as a kind of villa or apartment or any kind of housing. And also we have to participate, encourage or increasing the participation between private sector and the public sector. So all this kind of work, and it's coming from many research that I have already done, as I said before, because starting from the seeing how the affordable housing and how informal housing it's work, because we have to take lesson learned from the informal settlement. I know informal settlement, it's full of the problem, but actually it show us that the people, they are meeting together, they are working together to build this kind of house. So we have to take this principle and within the framework of the structure of government. Finally, I believe that activating cooperative housing is subject to developing of the housing structure system toward the advocate the concept of the cooperative strategy, and we have to do that within the framework of the strategy plan. We have to think about the regional plan, how to distribute the population around the area, how to make the balance between the city. And this point, it's very important to solve the problem of affordability in Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Waleed. That was really interesting to hear about perspectives from Saudi Arabia. I think there will be questions of comparisons and really interesting to get different countries thinking around housing co-ops and the purpose of housing co-ops. in different economies and situation and contexts. So thank you for that. As I said, I think we'll keep the comments and the discussions towards the end, because I'm sure there will be plenty. So we'll